how about them Cowboys? Cowboys win another one in Los Angeles. Gonna break it all down, recap, reactions, analysis of a great game. And I want to start with the defense because that's how they started the game. Dorance Armstrong and DeMarcus Lawrence, an incredible pressure, forcing a strip sack. DeMarcus Lawrence picks it up, takes it to the house. Wanted to start off with that because that's how the Cowboys started off the game. So got to start with just had to start with that. It was just an incredible moment, just right out of the gates. The Cowboys making a huge play, getting a score right off the bat. It was incredible. And before I get into the rest of it, welcome back to the Dallas Cowboys coverage. Um, just it was a great game. I mean, the defense was incredible. The special teams showed up. We'll get to that in a minute. So I'm gonna break it all down and just man, what a game it was. So continuing with Dorance Armstrong, after that score, there was the a little while later the Rams punt. He gets over there and he blocks that too. Dorance Armstrong is my player of the game. He was incredible. Gets the first. I mean, he set the tone. He set the tone for this game, and everyone else just continued it. Micah Parsons, absolutely amazing. He was held on nearly every single play, and it was driving me crazy. The right tackle has him in a headlock, Havenstein, every single play. I mean, I saw at least 6, 7 times, and it was called once. It was ridiculous. And even so, even with that, even dealing with a groin injury, he's limping half the time. He goes crazy. He gets 2 sacks. I don't know how many pressures, and he was amazing. Micah Parsons is the front runner for Defensive Player of the Year. He showed up and he made his presence felt. Didn't have a sack in the last 2 games. He got 2 today, so he remains ahead of schedule with 6 sacks in only 5 games. So Micah Parsons, got to give him a lot of credit. Incredible. DeMarcus Lawrence, it was a shame he doesn't have a sack on the stat sheet because he deserves many. The pressures he put on, he set up a lot of those for Micah Parsons, for Dorance Armstrong. He was there. And DeMarcus Lawrence, this has been one of his best seasons in years. Already has the 3 sacks from that 1 week, but the pressure he's put on, it's been amazing. I've talked about it before, and I want to say it again. For so many years, he's made everyone else look better. He's made guys like Robert Quinn look better, guys like Aldon Smith look better by taking the focus off of them. Everyone's so worried about blocking him that other guys are able to get free. But this time, you have Micah Parsons. Everyone's scared of Micah Parsons, and even double teamed, even held in a headlock, he's still putting up 2 sacks in a game. Micah Parsons is so good that he is freeing up defenders. And then DeMarcus Lawrence comes in on the other side or the same side, and then now Dorance Armstrong's there, or Dante Fowler's there, or Osa Odigizuwa is there, Neville Gallimore's there. This defensive line is so deep, and it's been incredible. It's not just one guy anymore. It's not DeMarcus Lawrence and then someone else. It's everyone. The entire unit can get a sack. I call it the super sacker. I mean, it's incredible because every single player, I mean, has gotten a sack this year. I mean, Neville Gallimore, Dante Fowler, guys that, new, Dante Fowler being new, his presence has been amazing because Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence, taking that focus off and onto them frees up so much for other players. Dorance Armstrong has seamlessly replaced Randy Gregory. He's been amazing. He's been better than Randy was last year. Dorance Armstrong, got to give him a lot of credit. The organization had faith in him, and he has proved them right. He has really, really made an impact this year. And Sam Williams, the rookie, he really hasn't had a lot of playing time, but he broke out today, or it's on Sunday. The pressures he put on, and didn't have any sacks, but tackles for a loss, normal tackles. He was just, it goes so far beyond the stat sheet. If you just look at the pressures he had, the impact he made, some of the big tackles he made, the tackles for a loss, blowing up some screens, he was amazing. And in such a limited sample size, he had maybe 15 snaps. He really made a huge impact in a short time. This defensive line is so stacked that guys like Sam Williams and, guys on injured reserve, even Terrell Basham, you are so deep. Everyone's making an impact. Everyone's making everyone else's lives easier because everyone's working together as a team. It's cohesive. It's incredible. And with guys down, like Quinton Bohanna didn't even play. Carlos Watkins stepped in and played a good game in his first his season debut. Got to give the defensive line all the credit because they won this game. This defense is truly special. It's better than good. It's better than great. It's been special. And this is the type of defense that wins Super Bowls. They say defense wins championships. This is that type of defense because your offense wasn't doing hardly anything through the air. No, I'm going to talk about them in a minute. Excuse me. But it was just amazing what the defense was able to do as they are carrying this team. And I want to finish up before I get into the offense, but the linebackers were good. Trayvon Diggs did lose some guys. It wasn't his best game. Allowed the 10 points. He took responsibility for that, so credit to him. But he really showed up in the second half. Made a lot of big plays, made a lot of key tackles. That was really big for me. A lot of people have criticized Trayvon Diggs for his tackling ability, especially one-on-one in space. He was not afraid to just fly out there, take people down, and I think he led the team in tackles. I think he had like 6. He really did a good job tackling. So it wasn't his best game in coverage. He was there, though. It wasn't like he was getting burned. Almost broke up that one to Tutu Atwell in the Cooper Cup. That was just Cooper Cup being special. But again, not his best game. I'm not going to just excuse him, but I still think he really did a good job, especially in the second half. Anthony Brown had a good game, probably his best all year. Jordan Lewis looked good being back, and just the defense as a whole. It was amazing. It was so good. Chayron Kearse back. Donovan Wilson, less playing time, but still played well. And Malik Hooker has also been one of the most underrated players. The safety tandem as a whole, the three-headed monster, as Chayron Kearse referred to it, has been just so good and so underrated, even almost under the radar, just because of how good the pass rush has been. It's just been awesome. Credit to the defense. I don't know what you want to call them, but they are special. They are one of the best defenses, the best defense, I would say, in the entire league. And one of the best, again, I'm going to say the best defense I have ever seen out of the Dallas Cowboys. It's been amazing. It's better than it was last year. Dan Quinn, got to give him so much credit. He's worked a miracle turning this defense in just 1 year from 2020 as probably one of the worst defenses in the entire league to a top 10, top 5 defense to now 2 years later in 2022, the best one in the entire NFL. All right, so I want to touch briefly on special teams too. Brett Maher, amazing, perfect. Brett, he's just, I keep saying, he's solidified the kicker position. He's been consistent. He's been good. Got to give him all the credit for that. There was one blunder on the snap. It was, obviously you have the new long snapper in there. So I think it was just some miscommunication. Snapped it before Bryan Anger was ready for it. Nothing I'm too worried about. It looked good from there on out. So just an adjustment, simple adjustment, and I think that's all okay. Bryan Anger has been slightly uncharacteristic in his punts. He's had 2 straight bad punts in the last 2 games. Had that one that he just shanked last week, and then this week just didn't go very far. Didn't hit it that well, and just not a great punt. So not too worried about him. He's a veteran. He's a Pro Bowl punter. Just 2 bad punts all year. Just happened to be in back-to-back games. Not worried at all, though. He can get back on track. He'll be just fine. Now I want to talk about the offense. And I don't want to sound negative here because we got a win and it was huge. It's awesome. But the offense wasn't that good. And I'm not saying that, again, to be negative or to be disappointed. It's almost exciting in a way because you're winning games. You're 4-0 with Cooper Rush this season. And the offense has been below average. Again, it's just the facts. I mean, they came in, I think, the 27 scoring offense. The offense is just not that good because, I mean, you have a backup quarterback. He's managing the game well, but the offense hasn't done all that much. The running game was awesome today. Want to put that aside from the passing game. Ezekiel Elliott looked good. I think around 78 yards again. Tony Pollard, though, that burst of a run, 53 yards. He was averaging over 10 yards a carry. Play Pollard more. Give him more carries. I love Zeke so much, and I will never give up on him. But it's got to be 50-50 minimum, if not in favor of Pollard. Pollard, I think Zeke makes him better. I think sort of it's like a DeMarcus Lawrence situation. He runs, he guts through those tackles. Zeke runs with a different he's just a different type of player at this point in his career. He's a power runner and he grinds out yards. He plays his role very well. But Tony Pollard, he's your home run hitter. He's the most explosive maybe player on this whole team offensively. He has that quickness, that burst that Zeke just doesn't quite have anymore. No disrespect to him. He's just older. This is his 7th season. Tony Pollard has the goods. Feed him the ball. Make it even. Just get Pollard involved, please, because he is incredible. Had his first bad week last week, really didn't do anything, and he responds like this against a great Rams defense featuring Aaron Donald. I mean, Tony Pollard, credit to him. He was one of the best players on this team this last week, so he really did a good job. Just want to shout him out. But back to the offense. Cooper Rush completed 10 passes, and only 3 receivers got catches. CeeDee Lamb had like 5, Gallup had like 3, Noah Brown had 1. And, just over 100 yards. And again, I'm not trying to be negative here. I'm not trying to say that the offense is bad and that it's a problem. No, because this was the plan. This was the game plan coming in. Cooper Rush didn't complete 10 passes because he was bad. He only attempted like 16. The Cowboys are winning convincingly. Multiple scores against Super Bowl teams. They beat both Super Bowl teams from last season, the Bengals and now the Rams. They are doing something that I've never seen done before. The defense is so good, that the offense has to just complete 10 passes for 100 yards and you win the game by multiple scores. It's not even close. That's amazing, and it's exciting because once Dak comes back, and if he can play to the standard that he's capable of, if he can be franchise quarterback Dak Prescott, the quarterback you paid him to be, the quarterback we've seen, this team can be the best team in the NFC. This is a Super Bowl caliber team because your defense is so good that you are running over people, including the Rams, the Bengals, the Giants who beat the Packers and are 4-1. You made those teams, they weren't even close. You shut them down. The Cowboys defense has not allowed a single team to get over 20 points all year. This defense has been locked down. It's been unstoppable. And to the point where your offense can be just uninvolved almost. Your running game was good, but if you look at the stats, you look at the box score on offense, you're thinking, okay, that's not very good. And it's not that it wasn't good. It's that it didn't need to be. It didn't need to carry the load. For the first time in forever, the offense doesn't have to throw for 400 yards a game to have a chance. We saw it in 2020. Dak was amazing. He's throwing for 400 yards, 500 yards. That's what he's capable of doing. And you still weren't winning some of those games because your defense was so bad. It was like the Lions this year. You score 45, but you give up 50. Now, you have a defense that doesn't allow anything, that allows you to win convincingly with the offense not really doing anything. And now you pair that with Dak coming back, a player capable of going off for 400, 500 yards a game, being one of the top throwing quarterbacks, leading the NFL in passing type of player. You put that with a doomsday caliber defense, you have something special that I haven't seen in a long time. This team has so much potential. They are doing this with a backup quarterback that is throwing for, I think, the most he's thrown, maybe 250 yards over these few games. The offense has not had to carry the load. I mean, I know I keep saying it, and you're probably skipping past. It's sounding repetitive, but it's just amazing what the defense has done, and that the offense has not even touched its potential. It's not even scratched the surface of what it can do, because the running game was incredible, and that's fully what you expected. That's fully what the defense of the Rams was expecting. You attempted 16 passes all game for a net. I mean, that's it. They saw you were pounding down their throats running the ball, and it worked with Zeke and Tony Pollard against a top run defense in the Rams. Keep running the ball. When Dak comes back, keep running the ball. That's how they had success in 2016. Play that complementary football. Run first, and then break the defense. Once the run starts to die down a little bit, Dak can make just about every throw you need him to. We saw Cooper miss a throw to Gallup. Gallup dropped it, but if that was placed better, that could have been a touchdown. He missed a pass to Dalton Schultz. Dak makes all of those plays. We saw Cooper rush. We've seen him take some sacks over these games. Dak breaks those sacks. And Cooper Rush, credit to him, has not turned the ball over at all. Dak is very good also with turnovers. Dak, when he's going to come back, and if he can play fully healthy, again, the thumbs all healed, this offense can be special too. You still have weapons in CeeDee Lamb. Dalton Schultz has disappeared with Cooper Rush. Dak and Schultz have that chemistry. He will be back. If you look at the stats, he was very good week 1. Just hasn't had that connection with Cooper Rush. Dak makes your receivers better. Cooper Rush is doing everything he needs to do. He's a game manager. He's like a Jimmy Garoppolo to me. He knows his teammates' strengths, and he feeds off of them. But Dak elevates them. He makes the team better. He makes average players into good players. We saw with Cedric Wilson. I think there's been injuries. I'm not sure. But you haven't heard much from him in Miami. Dak takes average players and makes them into very good players. We've seen it. That's what the great quarterbacks do, and that's what Dak can do. He's going to make CeeDee Lamb even better. He's going to make Gallup even better. He's going to make Noah Brown even better. He's going to get Dalton Schultz involved. And now, you don't just have to worry about the run if you're a defense. You have to worry about the play-action pass. You have to worry about Dak being able to throw deep balls downfield. This offense can break defenses because it's getting it done now, throwing for just 100 yards. Imagine with a fully healthy Dak. It's exciting. And I know I've talked for a while now, but it's exciting. This offense has so much potential because of this defense. I mean, the defense is allowing nothing. Nothing. Now, if the offense can be fully equipped with all the weapons that it has, even with the guys you've lost, the offensive line has done a good job. This offense, this defense, this special teams, they can come together as a unit, and this can be a special team. I will be the very first to admit that when Dak went down, I thought this season was over. You can go back and watch that video. I was in shambles because I thought that was it. I thought it was tank season in Dallas and not Tank Lawrence. I thought that was it. I mean, they're saying Dak's going to miss 6 to 8 weeks, and I'm like, we've seen one good game out of Cooper Rush. The offense was not good with Dak. I mean, it just looked so bad. And what they've done since then, what Cooper Rush has done goes beyond his stats too. Him and Kellen Moore in the offense have realized that they don't need to make it so complicated. Just run the ball. Run the ball and take what the defense gives you passing. Manage the game correctly and don't make mistakes. Cooper Rush and Kellen Moore have executed that to a T. And then just let the defense do the rest. And they have. And they've won every single game. Now, when you can do more with the offense, incorporate these basic ideas. Don't get away from the simple things. But now you have the ability to go beyond that, to do good things, to do great things, to do special things with Dak Prescott back at the helm. The sky's the limit for this team. And it's so exciting to see. I mean, we went from shambles, season's over, to who knows, maybe this team is the best team in the NFC. Every week, they've proved us right. And I was worried going to this Rams game. I'm like, okay, this is a tough opponent. The Cowboys shut them down. Now the Eagles. It's the next team. They're saying, we want Dallas. They're going to get Dallas on Sunday. They're going to get us full-fledged, full caliber. Not sure if Dak plays. I'm not sure on that. My gut says no. I think it's going to be one more week of Cooper Rush, which I'm okay with. It's going to be a tougher task because the one area this defense has struggled is in run defense. And the Eagles have a good running game in Miles Sanders and a great quarterback in Jalen Hurts that can run the football, that can throw the football. The Eagles are going to be a tough matchup, and they're going to test the weaknesses that the Cowboys have. But if the Cowboys can go out, play their game, run the football, throw the football effectively and smartly, and then just let the defense do the rest, they can get a win in Philadelphia. No question. They showed it against the Bengals. They showed it against the Rams. They showed it against the Giants. They commanded the Commanders. I mean, this offense, this defense, this special teams, this unit, this team as a whole has a chance to do great things this season. And I can't wait to see it all unfold. Credit to Cooper Rush. Credit to Kellen Moore. Credit to Dan Quinn. Credit to Mike McCarthy. Credit to John Vossel. This offense, this defense, this special teams, this team has improved so much over this course of just these few weeks. The penalties have gone down, thank goodness. It's been awesome, and I just can't wait to see what they can do going forward. So that's my spiel. Thanks if you watched that whole thing. Seriously, I know that I went on for a while, but I just wanted to preach that because the Cowboys, sky's the limit, and I can't wait. This team is special, and this team has a chance to do great things. Let's get it done against the Eagles. Let's keep rolling. Let's keep rolling because this NFC is the weakest it's been in a long time. The Giants are good, but they're not for real. We beat them. We can handle them. I'm not worried. The Packers haven't shown up. They lost to the Giants, and they haven't been as good. The Bucs, the defense is good, but the offense just hasn't happened. They're still a threat, but they haven't looked as good. The Rams are 2-3. The Niners are looking better, but they're still, they still haven't proven it yet. They have a great defense, and they're going to be a top threat, but we'll see on them. Cowboys have a better defense. We can get it done, especially once I think Cooper Rush and Jimmy Garoppolo are about equals. Once Dak comes back, we can take them. This Cowboys team may be the very best team in the NFC. Right now, it's probably the Eagles, power rankings-wise, right? If the Cowboys go out there, play their game, and get a win, they're number one. They're the top team in the NFC, and you don't even have Dak back yet. Let that sink in. Think what you will. This team has a chance to do great things this season. How about them Cowboys? It's amazing. So, all right, so briefly before I end it, I want to talk about some injuries. We talked about Micah Parsons with the groin situation. I think he's okay. I think he'll be ready to play just fine. They'll monitor him, but I think he'll be okay. Spoke on Dak earlier. He's doing better. He'll have another appointment tomorrow. He's getting better. He's getting better grip strength. He's going to be throwing this week. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be close. They're not going to rule him out, but I don't think he plays this week. I think Detroit and the Lions game is probably the most realistic, and I'm fine with that. Don't play him until he's fully healthy. Don't rush him. keep doing what you're doing. When Dak comes back, he comes back, and game on. But for now, just take it slow. Make sure he's fully healthy, and then we'll talk. Jason Peters. He suffered a rib chest injury in practice. I think he'll probably miss next week, maybe another week after that. Was not on injured reserve, so I'd say it's probably a 2 to 3 week thing. But McGovern's back, so that's okay from that standpoint. I'm trying to think. Dalton Schultz obviously sort of re-injured that knee. He was sort of in and out of the game. I think he'll probably be good to go, but again, just another something to monitor out of him. And I just feel like he's been banged up a lot this year, and I think it's obviously been a rough start for him, but I'm really curious to see what he can do, especially when Dak gets back, since they have that chemistry. We'll see out of him, but again, with him, let him rest, honestly, if he needs to. I want him to be fully healthy down the stretch. So, we'll continue to monitor that, see how he does, obviously. Fantasy-wise, Dalton Schultz not the guy to have right now. Hopefully he can turn that around soon. I'm just trying to think any other injuries. Trying to think through everybody. Anything notable? James Washington still on IR. They have not activated his practice window yet. Damone Clark, they have. We'll see about him. I think he maybe does play within the next couple of weeks. So keep watch of him. Terrell Basham, same thing. He's on injured reserve. He'll probably be back soon. But again, who knows? It's just they're so deep that you're fine, really, without a lot of these guys. Obviously, it'll be great for when they come back, but they've been getting it done, so no rush. Let them fully heal, and then we'll talk, of course, to get them back in. I think that's about it. Forgive me if I'm forgetting someone. It'll all be in the description, though. I'll look over everything, make sure it's all there. I'll talk about the stars of the game, injury updates, my player of the game, and, any more thoughts I have in the description. So that's going to be like a little mini article. I haven't talked too much about that. I do that every game, so just wanted to bring that to your attention. So check that out. Like the video. Subscribe if you enjoyed. Thanks again for watching, and just this team, man. I'm excited. So I'll see you guys next week after the Eagles game. That's going to be Sunday Night Football, so prime time, baby. 2 best teams in the NFC right now. Let's see who can come out on top. I got the Cowboys. Let me know, predict the score, and let me know who you think's got this game. So Cowboys, I really think they can get it done. In enemy territory, I think they're going to make the ultimate statement. They're going to prove that they are a Super Bowl contender. Not a good team, not a great team, but a special team. Let's go get it done in Philadelphia. That game, again, Sunday Night Football, and I will see you after that one. Thanks again for watching, and go Cowboys.